Mike's Daily Podcast.
Well, look at that. Somehow it's Friday. Somehow I got through the whole week with no sleep. No, I took the nicest 2-hour nap yesterday. It was so wonderful. I can't even tell you. There's this little downstairs underground area in my house. I know. I live in the Bat Cave, and it is so nice and cool.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Even on a hot day, and I put a cot down there, and I slept for 2 hours as my dog Basil the Boxer slept.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
On a nearby bed. He was happy, and so I have to say, and I said, I'm glad today is Friday, and here's something. My name's Ed. It's episode 1679, 1679. Yesterday's show was also real fine, and the number was 1678 yesterday, so it's like 678. That's
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That's highly unusual. Hey, look, the number of subscribers to the Mike's Daily Podcast email is 472.
Daily.
And that's the
podcast.
Interesting. Oh, ask your Alexa.
Yeah.
If you got an Alexa owner, you can make it an Echo owner. Echo Dot owner. You can say to it, Alexa, what's the meaning of life? And she'll say the number 42. And that only applies to people that know the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That was a reference to that. And she might also say,
Jeff Bezos is watching you.
So be careful. Hey, look at walking in! Hello, my gracias. It's Chely Shoehart, the gift shop supervisor. I don't like Amazon because people buy stuff off of that instead of going into the gift shop. Oh, that's annoying. Damn Jeff Bezos. But people want that instant gratification, and they don't want to wait for a delivery, so they'll go in and buy stuff from your store, right? Yeah, okay, whatever. Well, that's good. That's what the hope is. It springs eternal. Look who else walked in. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, Floyd, and I are going to have a wonderful weekend. What are you guys going to do? What happened to my voice? All of a sudden, I lost my voice. What are you guys going to do? Well, Mike, I think you are experiencing some kind of change in your physical appearance and your whole persona. Mm-hmm. It is. It's strange. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm turning into Sean Connery.
I'll take the rapists for 200. That's therapist.
Here's today's podcast picture.
Rape jokes are never funny. Are you a movie director? Do a rape joke? You won't be any longer. Rape jokes suck. Rape jokes are wrong. No, I mean it. They are wrong. I don't even understand why that even got... Tosh, whatever his friggin' name is, Tosh.0, he did a rape joke years ago, and... Yeah, I don't get that. That's, kind of off limit. You know, comedians go, well, if I can't joke about everything... then that doesn't, I'm not allowed to make, we don't have a sense of humor as a society. No. See, maybe there are some things we do. You can make jokes about it, but don't be surprised when the frickin' backlash hits you. Like a big back swill, what was that thing when people would hey, you want to drink some of my Coke? And you go, sure, okay. And then, oh, I got some of your back drink. I didn't mean to bring that up. See, that's the thing. There's things you can't bring up.
Whoa.
It's inappropriate.
Ah!
And we're sure saying inappropriate a lot these days, aren't we? I can't think of it. Anyhow, that's what we call... Mike's Daily Podcast, episode 1679. I have not transformed. I have remained the same. I am Mike. However, I am not my next door neighbor. Well, she lives a couple doors down. And she does this thing when she's always growing cool stuff in her garden. And if you go up to her and you go, hey, how are you today? She'll go, I'm doing fine. I was talking a little bit about her last show. And my lovely lady friend hasn't met her yet. But I've described her to her, and she's like, oh my God, I gotta meet her. I gotta see the... So I'm getting all these likes that look what is Hania Mahi and Kahati Mitai Das Tea? I'm getting these are people like liking. These are Facebook accounts that are liking all my stuff. And then there's Junair Durlan, Iban, and Kastif Ali that like my. What am I? That's I don't know. Those are right. Welcome if you like the show. Awesome. I don't think I'm speaking the same language you are, but whatever. I welcome you to Mike's Daily Podcast, which you can find out all the links to Mike's Daily Podcast at mikesdailypodcast.com. We have also the phone number. You can call me at 336-MM Daily. Leave a message here at the wonderful Café Anyway. Anyway. People are cord cutting. I have been cutting the cord for eons. Well, I cut it eons ago. I got really mad at my cable provider back in Ventura, California. I told my then wife, if the cable bill goes over $30, cancel it. We'll watch DVDs. And she didn't tell me. A couple months went by, and I finally got to look at the bill. And that I went, wait, we're over $30. She goes, oh, we are? And I go, yeah, we got to cancel. She goes, okay. So we canceled it, and we watched DVDs. And then we also had a subscription. We had a Blockbuster membership. So Blockbuster was doing the thing. Remember, Blockbuster was so big. Now there's one left in Alaska. That gives you all the more reason to avoid Alaska. But no, it's a beautiful state. Huge. I'm sorry, you say it. Huge. Thank you. And what happens is, there was that thing with Blockbuster where you could rent a DVD in the store. Go, I spent so much freaking time. If I could get that time back in a bottle, it would be a very large bottle. I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. And I went to the Blockbuster in Ventura. We'd walk up and down every aisle. Do you want to watch horror? No. Do you want to watch comedy? No. Oh, yeah, maybe a comedy. Oh, this looks stupid. What? Let's watch this. We watch so many bad or artsy movies, artsy DVDs. I was telling my lady friend yesterday, I cannot stand artsy movies anymore. When I used to go, like I went and saw Pulp Fiction because it was labeled at the time, oh, this is an artsy, cutting edge movie. And then you go see it and you're like, I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see that part. Now I'm blind. Is you blind? I am now.
Oh, my.
That's what's the matter with me.
Something must be wrong with you.
So that was, and then I hated video stores. My mom owned a video store. And when Blockbuster moved down the street from her, she continued to make money because, well, let's just say there were certain adult films that Blockbuster would not carry that my mom would. And she made money from that. Waka-chu, wow, chihuahua.
I wanna do a little thing with you. I wanna do a little thing with you. When I say love me, you say sexy love.
But that was seriously, my mom did that for quite a while and then finally gave up. Sold the video store. And I am told now that the grounds of where the video store is now is a condominium complex. So, way to go. That was in Oxnard, actually. Oxnard, which is right next to Ventura. Oxnard is the name of it. Oxnard. And I just love saying the word Oxnard, even though I spent a good chunk of my life living in Oxnard. The point is that you would go to Blockbuster, rent your DVD, and, oh no, I have this all turned around. You would go to, how did you order, did we go online and order the frickin' movie we wanted to see? And then they'd send it to us? Or did you fill out a form? I forget now. In store. I guess we went online. I don't remember a Blockbuster website, but somehow we did that. And it would come to the house, and you get your movie, watch it, then bring the movie in the little sleeve back to Blockbuster, and then they could give you a movie. You could rent a movie in the store. And then all of a sudden, they stopped doing that. And it was, you had such a great promotion. This was so great. And then Blockbuster, one time, my ex-wife forgot to return a stupid movie. I forget what it was. Probably something with Nicole Kidman in it, or some crappy Halle Berry movie. I don't know. Some bad. Why single out the women, Mike? Okay, it was a bad Robin Williams movie. I'm sorry, Robin Williams did. Oh, Mike, he did some. See, he was so good in this one. Oh, Mrs. Doubtfire, really? But I love the voice of Mrs. Doubtfire. What was she, Scottish? I don't know. It was shot in San Francisco. That was nice. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's Bridges in Danville. That's that restaurant. But seriously, I could give a crap. So, I mean, it's sad he died. But I could give a crap about some of these movies that get pushed on you that I really, that's why I hate movies, is my point. I can't watch movies anymore. I just don't care anymore about movies. Do you like movies still? You can call me. 336-MM Daily. 336-MM Daily. And we'll sing, Hooray for Hollywood. There's nothing like it. It's called Hollywood. It makes money off people that have no lives. Hey, so what happened is Blockbuster's gone. Why did I get into this whole thing about Blockbuster? There was a point to all this. I guess Netflix. Isn't this weird? We live in a world of Netflix where you can just sit there and pick whatever you want. And YouTube. I love YouTube. My I'm going to watch later list is huge on YouTube. And I will spend hours. Last weekend, I spent hours on all these glorious Doctor Who things. Little pieces of the old show. Which the old show really sucked. But it was interesting. While our TV shows were getting more and more professionally done, England was getting worse and worse. And the Doctor Who just looked so bad. It was shot with videotape. Even in the late 80s, shot with videotape. It looked like a bad soap opera with people in bad costumes doing the sci-fi thing. But then the whole premise, the whole storyline, and then the earnestness of the actors and what they were trying to do was very lots of imagination in it. And that's why I think it appealed. And it was a huge part of the lives of a lot of people in England. I didn't even get into the whole Sergio Marchionne of Chrysler Fiat. He was running the company, and then all of a sudden, like last week, he went and got shoulder surgery, and then he died from complications of it. And the guy that I produced the morning show for on the AM radio station brought up the thing about how elective surgery you should really think out before you do it. There are the cases, I think, was it Bill Paxton died of something that was elective? And then also James Brown's wife. So elective surgery, this is the thing. I am not invasive surgery. I am so I'll only do it if it's a life and death thing. If it's like, okay, you've got if we don't remove this, you'll die from that. I get it. We get it done. But shoulder stuff, my shoulders. I don't know what the story is with what was wrong with his shoulder. Maybe he was in a lot of pain and this was his last resort. But still, that's just crazy. Elective surgery. Think about it before you do the cutting, is all I'm saying. And Radio Shack is back in Hobbytown stores. I have not been to a Hobbytown store, but Radio Shack, everybody thought it was dead. They were playing that funeral music that goes something like... So beautiful. Nice. So what happened is it's apparently back. So don't discount the Radio Shack unless you get a discount at the Radio Shack. You can't stop me from making fun of topics that you can't touch.
You can't handle the truth.
You can't censor me.
But if you get offended, that's the way the cookie crumbles. No.
So, where were we? Oh, speaking of idiots, Mike Gallagher was... George Will is this big conservative guy, and Mike Gallagher was totally just doing his thing where he was criticizing George Will because George Will doesn't like Trump. He's like, Trump has pushed the Republican Party in a bad direction, just made it a disgusting, bowl of idiots. What do they call it? Nut bag of...
A mess.
That's what
it's a mess.
And so what Mike Gallagher, I got to hear him. He's a conservative talk show host. I heard him saying that George Will is elitist and despicable. And I thought, wait, kettle... pot. Look at those two together. Aren't they nice? Look how they're talking to each other and calling each other names. This is so much fun. Pretzel Logic, folks. Pretzel Logic. It's not just an awesome song from... not Supertramp. Not that... Reeling in the Years. Oh my God, I can't even think of their name. Supertramp popped into my head and now it's stuck. Don't you hate that? The ketosis diet. Have you heard of the ketosis diet? If I hear one more person talk about the damn ketosis diet, even Basil agrees with me. Okay, and then the ketosis diet is getting your body into a metabolic state where you are not burning glucose, but in fact you're burning the bad fats that are called ketones. Okay? As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. I heard recently from someone that I went to college with. She just sent me a quick note on LinkedIn, and I have not heard from her in a long time. But because her name's Yvonne, she is the one who, when I graduated college, she was friends with a bunch of my friends that I knew that lived in the Bay Area. And she invited me up to the Bay Area. So the first time I actually saw the Bay Area was through her. And because she showed me around, I got enamored with the Bay Area. And thus now I live in the Bay Area. It took me a long time to get up here, but I've lived here now for almost 9 years. So that was neat that she reached out to me after all this time. And it just made me think about how I got to the Bay Area and why I live here and how I like it. Actually, I moved to the Bay Area partly because the ex-wife was from here originally, and she wanted to be closer to her relatives. So, and finally, Tesla. I feel like a little OMD, if you don't mind. Let's do that. So Tesla, it's the rest of the country doesn't even know what the hell it is. They keep hearing about Elon Musk and Tesla, Elon Musk, Tesla. But what the hell it is actually, it's not Supertramp. It is actually in the Bay Area. Everywhere you look, there are Teslas driving around. And they don't sound like this. They're more of a quiet vehicle. They kind of go... But I'm noticing a lot of a-hole Tesla drivers lately that get right up on your butt. And they got that really ridiculous, pretentious headlight that kind of looks like somebody squinting. And then there was this weird story about a Tesla that drove into a lake. Well, it actually drove off the road, Crow Canyon Road, drove down the road, drove off the road, down a hill, into someone's property, into a lake on someone's property, and sunk to the bottom. And the driver died, and the local Alameda County police had to go and extract the vehicle. But to do so, they didn't know if the electric car had charged the whole lake. Maybe it was going to be dangerous to get into the lake. So that was a bizarre story, and I just don't Tesla. It's so funny. The rest, we're so pretentious here in the Bay Area about Teslas, and the rest of the country doesn't even know what it is. Maybe in some of the big cities, but you're screwed. Once you get outside of California and you own a Tesla, where are you going to charge your vehicle? Seriously, did you figure this out yet? I don't think you did. Oh, I just lost my headphones. And then finally, I don't have time to get through this because this is a short podcast. But you heard about the 3 deaths that have happened on BART. We heard about the awful, I talked about it earlier, about the 18-year-old that was killed on BART because of a stabbing. But then also the BART didn't even release this information until after that information came out, that That was on Monday that they talked about it. That actually on Saturday, so Sunday night is when that stabbing happened. Saturday, a BART rider, a 47-year-old, died after he was punched by an assailant, and struck his head on the pavement outside the Bayfair station in San Leandro. And the unidentified attacker is wanted for murder. And in a third homicide, a 51-year-old from the town of Pittsburgh, which is here in the Bay Area. We spell it different than the Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. It's on the Bay. He died at his home a few days after a fight last Wednesday at the Pleasant Hill station. But that assailant was arrested and jailed in Martinez. So there was a large crowd that held a vigil Monday evening at the MacArthur BART station for the most recent attack, and my lovely lady friend actually witnessed some of that. It turned into a bit of a riot. I've got something you can help me with. No, I don't really, but somebody said that to me, and whenever I hear those words, it makes me cringe. You know what else makes me cringe? If I ever eat the corn, avocado, tomato salad that was made by a receptionist. Oh my gosh, it tasted good, but that night, not good. Last night was not good. This morning was not good. So, no more corn for yours truly, Mike. Hey, we'll end the show with corn. Not the band, but with the vegetable, which is not really that good for you. It's a starch, goes right through your system, does not add anything to your diet. You might as well do the ketosis diet and jump on that short, fad, stupid diet. Hey, I want to go on an all-corn diet. Well, it was nice being friends with you. Let's end it there. Hope that wasn't too offensive. Let's end the show. Have a great weekend. I don't know if I'm going to do a super secret Sunday show because, quite frankly, I have not been into it lately. I need the whole weekend off from the podcast. That's how it is. Yeah, but it's Mike's daily podcast. Yeah, week daily. But that's not really a word, so. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Next show, it'll be the beautiful Benita, the crazy Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the shocking, sometimes threatening Brewmaster. Take care. Ooh, and the podcast picture today, I forgot to mention, is actually from 5 years ago. I took the ferry from the Embarcadero in San Francisco. I took that ferry that goes to Sausalito. I highly recommend you do that. And this was the beautiful sunset that I saw on the way back from Sausalito back to the ferry building. A little bit of San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge and all that sunset for you there at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at Mike'sDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!